just got back from London from doing a 2-hour walk. So I left my house at 2:30 on the dot, and I've got back around 4:45. So I went a little bit over 2 hours, and I want to share this with you. This is one of the therapies, that's probably the right word to use, that I've personally been using for the last 13 months throughout the lockdown, this difficult time, to help me cope with my mental health, my anxiety, my depression, my social anxiety, and I can honestly say it works wonders. If it wasn't for this, I don't know what I'd do without it, if I'm being honest. So I want to share this with you guys, because in all honesty, I still do feel that there's not really a voice out there for men who suffer with mental health. I know there's quite a few people that are really good people and they speak out, but it's still quiet. It's not a very loud voice. The only person who really comes to mind when I think about it, and if any of you know anyone, is Tyson Fury. When I think of, strong men, stereotypically, being open and honest and no bullshitting about the struggles they have with their mental health, and sharing some tips and ways of coping, so other guys like us can get some help from, that we can apply it in our life, something practical. I can't think of too many other people than Tyson Fury, and I know there are people out there and they are making a difference, but it's not in massive numbers, because it's still a problem and it's still difficult for me to talk about. So that tells me it must be a problem. If it's difficult for me to talk about, and I would consider myself to be quite a brave person, I still find it hard opening up and saying, I struggle with anxiety and depression. Even though I'm a positive person, I'm a confident guy, and I'm positive, but I have my struggles with it. And some days I can handle it, it's fine, but there's days where it beats me, it gets me really down. So it's important, it's very important. And I like to beat this thing if we can. So let me tell you about the walk, right? So personally, for me, when I was younger, my love of walking started with my dad. When I was a young little kid, as young as I can remember, my dad would take me out for long walks, right? We'd go for walks down Buckingham Palace, Victoria, different places around London. And I always remember as a kid, I didn't always feel like doing it, I was a bit reluctant. But once I got out with my dad, once we got into the walk, once you warm up and you walk for about an hour, we used to go on these long walks. When I got home, number one, I would feel knackered, and it was a good tired, but I'd feel obviously hungry. Then, my dad would make me dinner, my mum, when I got home, but I would appreciate the meal when I got home, and it would basically calm me down. It was good exercise, and it made me feel good. So I've obviously continued that all throughout my life, even before we was in lockdown. So if anyone knows me quite well, I always do my long walks. It's just something that I like to do. Obviously I take the bus and I take the transport when I need to, but there's times where I will just walk from one area to another, or I'll just walk around the whole of central London. Like today I've done a 2-hour walk. And I can honestly say, guys, right, I'm not going to say it's going to take away every bit of your problems and your anxiety, but it really does reduce it. And I do feel so much better now. Now I've got home and I've done that walk. I just want to tell you how I feel and how this helps. I feel like I've achieved something today. I feel strong. It's kind of taken those feelings away of I'm not good enough, or I'm depressed, things are not going well. It's rejuvenated me, it's like it's recharged me, and now I feel ready. Now I'm going to cook my dinner, and I just feel I feel more upbeat, I feel more uplifted. I don't feel depressed and down. I don't feel how I did when I got up this morning and yesterday. So the walk's so good, man. It's such a simple thing, but I think it's overlooked. And let me explain as well, for a lot of us who have put weight on during the lockdown, and I've put on weight, and in all honesty, it's not made me feel great. I've not wanted to put the weight on. The 2-hour walk, it does help you to lose some weight, because I notice when I go on the walks more regularly, if I do them like 3 times a week, My jeans is like, it's not tight on my waist, like my waist size goes down, and you know, I mean, I get slimmer in my face, I look fitter. I can even see it today, I've probably dropped a couple of pounds. So it's really good for fitness. And I know, because at the moment it's not glamorous, because it's obviously, walking's not always as good as going gym and doing deadlifts or going down the boxing gym. It's not the same as that always, but it's better than nothing. And it definitely reduces your anxiety, because I find, you know, when you're nervous and you're anxious and whatever, social anxiety, when you know, worried about coming out the house and being around people and stuff like that, that energy, that anxiety, it's like it doesn't go away by itself. It's a very you're unsettled. You know, you've got all this energy and you've got to do something with it, like kids when they're younger. So the walk basically helps you to get rid of the anxiety. And I find, like I said, after a walk, I feel like that sort of situational social anxiety that I have, or it might come in one day, I might just feel anxious about everything. It takes it away and I feel confident again. I feel like I can speak more confidently. I just feel better. I go home and I look forward to getting home, making my dinner. I feel more optimistic. So that's how it makes me feel, and I'm sure it'd be the same for you. Now I want to make another point, right? This is so important. Where's my phone? It doesn't matter. When you do this walk, if you want to get the full benefits, you've got to cut off social media. Because I've tried different ways. Like a few weeks ago, I did the walk, but I was constantly checking my Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and it gets in the way. It makes you depressed. So today, well, I already told you guys, I've deactivated my Facebook and my Instagram account. So at the moment, nobody can message me. I need a break from it, from social media. YouTube's different. I love YouTube because I get to make the videos. It's more, and I have a positive audience here, and nobody can send me private messages on YouTube, which is good. So I'd recommend, when you do the walk, guys, if you want to try this 2-hour walk, take your phone with you, but don't keep looking at your phone. Like, take the apps off your phone or log out. Do not be checking your phone, because it causes anxiety. And I've had so many of my friends, I have the same, have said, you know what, it's a strange thing, but when I go and check my Facebook, it gives me anxiety. And it's like, you're not strange. It's not surprising at all on a lot of these social media, because there's so much negativity on them. So this walk, you know, it's not just, oh, go for a walk, come home. No, it's like, it's a way of you getting your life back on track. Because at the moment, for a lot of us, I'm going to speak for us actually, because there's not many people doing it, and I'm kind of fed up of, you know, feeling like we don't really matter, like our problems don't matter. I know everyone's got problems, and I'm empathetic about that, and I always try and help others, but you've got to help yourself as well. You know, there's a lot of men suffering who are too scared to talk about it, and that's why they commit suicide. It's not a joke, and that's why they just get into really dark places. So at this moment in time, obviously the depression I've been going through, it's just because of COVID, it's because of the restrictions. So without moaning, these are the things that got me down, and now I know I can overcome them. Not being able to go to the gym's like my saving grace. You know, Tyson Fury talks about that all the time. So I got into great shape before lockdown. I know a lot of you did. When lockdown came, I couldn't go gym. I piled on all this weight, and it's difficult. And I know people say, well, eat less, and I have done that, and I've lost weight, regained the weight, lost it, up and down, but it's not as easy when you haven't got access to the gym. And I love the gym, not just to go in there and get into shape. It makes me feel great after. It takes away my demons, my anxiety, helps me to deal with it, gives me confidence, everything, social confidence. So that's what was getting me down. And you know, for a lot of us guys who live on our own, which I am, and I know a lot of you are, and I'm not working at the moment, a lot of you have obviously not working or lost your jobs because of COVID. It's hard being on your own for so many hours. And you know, I actually like my own company. I like sometimes long periods away from people, but this is too long. This has gone on for too long, obviously, right? And I'm being positive every day. Hopefully it's not going to be long now until, you know, we can go and get our hair cut, we can go to the gym, we can start dating. And I don't do online dating. It's negative. It would make me mentally ill if I did that. So that's out of the question. So at the moment, there's a lot of things, not just in my life, for a lot of you, that we're not able to do. We're not able to date. We're not able to go to the gym. You know, we're not able to see our family as much, we're not able to see our friends because of all the restrictions, right? And everyone's going through it, so it's not complaining, but it's getting things out in a positive way, because when you keep all this stuff in, you feel like you're an oven, you feel like you're just going to explode with stress, and it can easily happen. So I'm confident that this video will help a lot of men, and maybe I can speak for them at this moment in time. They might not have the courage, I understand. Or it can, so try the walk. The walk's brilliant. The walk makes you lose weight. The walk helps you to deal with social anxiety, with any kind of life anxiety, and my whole thinking's positive when I get back. When I get up in the morning, I've got negative thoughts and I feel anxious and I feel stressed out and I feel quite pessimistic about the future. When I go on the walk and I come back, I feel good about myself. I feel like I'm in control again. I feel like an adult, and and I feel like a man, whatever that means, but you understand. So, and if you can, try and find a way that you can help others. I help people by making these free videos and just talking openly about things that I go through. So the walk helps me, and it's something that you want to continue, guys, as well. It's up to you. I would say at least twice a week, or at least once a week, but I'm doing it about 3 times a week now, and it's up to you, guys. I'm not telling you what to do, you have to copy me, but I've deactivated Facebook for a month, Instagram, so there's nobody can message me for a month. I'm having a break from it, because too much online has really made me sick. I can feel where I got my mental health really good, in the last couple of months, because I've been really working on myself and doing all the things I can to stay positive. That excessive time on social media and all the messages I get, and a lot of people get it, it started to make me feel depressed, because it's not the same as real being with people in person, friends, family, and dating. And I think the thing that was getting me down, and probably a lot for you, is I'm thinking about the times where I had a lot of other things in my life going well for me, and I don't have those things at the moment, and I'm only human. So that's what was getting me down. It's like, well, I had a girlfriend before, was in love, I was going to the gym regularly, I was socializing more, but obviously none of these things are my fault at the moment, and they're not your fault. This is what's going on around the world. We're in a pandemic, so all we can do is just try and be as positive as we can. But I think it's nice to share things with people, and you guys are welcome. You're welcome in the chat to share anything with me or anyone else that's helped you with your mental health, because it's important. And sometimes I don't feel like speaking about it. It's like, I don't always want to talk about these things. I want to talk about boxing or films, and I've done that on the channel, but sometimes we got to talk about it to help each other, because it's just getting to the point now where it's just going too far, and there's going to be a lot more, there's going to be a lot more tragedies if there's not more done about this. If men can't feel at any age, doesn't matter what age you are, 10, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, it doesn't matter about age. It's not an age thing, it's a real thing that makes people suffer. And I consider myself a really strong-minded person, which I am, but I'm only human. There's days where I can't always beat it. The anxiety, the depression can get the better of me and make me feel like I don't want to get out of bed, but I fight it every day, and I've been doing really well. So I have done a separate video that a lot of you liked, and I enjoyed it, right? And that's the video. I'll leave a link. That's how to overcome your social anxiety in public. So it's basically in conjunction with today's video. It's a step-by-step guide for any guy who's, or woman as well, actually. Same for women, but I'm just speaking about men's issues today, right? But like all my videos, they're for everyone. They're not just, I don't exclude anyone. They're for women as well. So anyone who battles with bad social anxiety and finds it hard to come out of the house, if you watch that video that I'm going to leave a link to, that will help you, because that's what I've used. All these things I've used myself, they work. It's basically a guide to just slowly get you out of the house, and there's some exercises there that you can do, and eventually you can overcome this. So the walk, it's, that saying, kill 2 birds in 1 stone. Well, when you go on this walk for me, it's like 10 birds in 1 stone. It just really helps, and it's sometimes also with social anxiety, it's not always a case where you have to speak to someone. It's just basically being able to go out in public and be around people and not freak out and panic and feel paranoid that everyone's judging you, or not feeling good about yourself. So this does build a lot of confidence. I find when I keep these up, I feel great, and I feel so much better today. I mean, I couldn't have done this video this morning, I just wasn't in the mood. So now I feel good, and I just want to share some other things. There's little things I'm doing. I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I didn't eat this morning, I haven't eaten all day, I've had nothing today. I'm going to have a main meal in about an hour's time, and then obviously I might have a couple of snacks. So I basically cut out a meal rather than having 2 main meals and snacks. I've cut a meal out to keep my weight down, because I don't want to be getting obese and overweight, and I know I'm going to get back into shape, and I've already lost a few pounds, but there's still a bit more to go. So there is hope, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I am feeling more positive, and the good news is at the moment, things have improved in London. People are a lot more brighter than they were, and what have we got to wait now? Is it about a month's time and the gym's open, and I can't wait to get my hair cut. So I am looking forward to that, and I generally am, I am going to be happy for all of us, for everyone that's been suffering. And there has been there's been a lot of good days, but yeah, I had my bad days as well, just like everyone. So the walk's great for fitness, it's great for the mind. It changes the thoughts, all those negative thoughts that they keep repeating themselves. They say the same things. It's kind of like a negative thought that comes in your head, and it scans through your whole life and starts, making you feel like you're not achieving anything, And the reality is, for most part, it's all lies. It's all just negative thoughts that everybody goes through. And I'm clever enough to know that you don't have to have a mental health disorder. You don't have to be a regular sufferer of depression to have these things. Everyone has them. It doesn't matter what walk of life you have. Doctors, lawyers, bankers, actors, fighters, boxers, men, women, old, young. Everybody gets intrusive negative thoughts. Some people get them worse than others, and obviously some people deal with them better than others. So if anything, this video is, as I said, is a voice for men who feel like they can't speak out, and to give us some encouragement. And I've also done a thing where last night I wrote down 3 main goals, and they're personal goals to me, so I'm not going to share them. I don't feel comfortable sharing. I don't want to share them today, but you guys can write your goals, and if you want to share them, you can. So I wrote my goals down that I want to achieve when we come out of COVID, and that's keeping me positive. So I've got something to look forward to in the future. That's another great thing. So I always learn, I take a little bit from everyone, and I come up with my own little strategies to cope with anxiety, social anxiety, depression, panic, intrusive thoughts, paranoia, all that kind of stuff. And I learned some of the things, from the professionals that I've had help with over the years. I try and take whatever I can, and I take some things from Tyson Fury as well. The thing I got from Fury was the routine, like having a routine where you go out for a walk or you do cleaning, something that keeps your mind sharp and focused and occupied. So yeah, but also cutting your time down on social media. Like it's been 2 days now, and I feel so much better from not even having to, I don't have to worry about a message no more. I haven't got to worry. And it's not always like, you're worrying that someone's going to send you a negative message. Even the positive messages, they can put stress on you, because it's, people send you messages at all kinds of times where, you wouldn't go and knock at someone's house at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's unlikely, but people feel when they're on social media, they can send you messages at 4 in the morning when you're sleeping, or, when you're trying to spend time with family. And obviously sometimes they don't know. I know people don't always know, but it's just too much for me. So I'm going for a detox at the moment with, working on my diet, going for these walks, goal setting. I've now almost like, let's pretend this is like a pie chart. This is my social media life, and 100% of my time is on social media. Let's just say that. Now I've cut the pie chart down to, let's say now 50%. So it's much more healthy. Now I've cut out Facebook and Instagram for a month, and I'm going to see how I feel. And when I come back to it, if I do, I'm still going to reduce messages, and I'm going to have a cut-off time where people can message me and when I check. So look how much positive things have come out of today, and I know this will resonate with so many of you, and I know that so many of you feel the way I feel sometimes. You want to speak out, but you feel scared that you're going to be criticised, you know, by everyone, by society or anyone, because you feel like it's weak, you're not being a man. But it's just a load of nonsense. You're actually being a man by confronting your fears and speaking openly about them, and not being a victim, not complaining. I mean, you can complain, but you're coming up with a solution. So it's a respectable thing. Anybody who laughs at that or criticises that or judges that is just not very intelligent, and they're not a very positive person, and they're not really coming from a good place. So there's not really much to. I wouldn't really pay attention to that. If anybody thinks it's funny to laugh at people who have suffered with mental health, who come forward and talk about it, you're not a coward. You're a strong person. So I really mean that. And yeah, I'm always grateful to any guy. It doesn't matter who you are. You don't have to be a celebrity. It doesn't make a difference, who can be open about their struggles and try and help other people. So yeah, I feel better. Give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. Try it before you knock it. And wherever you are, if you don't live in London, look, I understand if you live in a small town, but walk around your town for 2 hours. And I found 2 hours it's like a science. Half an hour was all right, an hour's good, but the 2 hours is the real deal. And you should feel, let me explain how you should feel at the end. You should feel knackered in a positive way. You should feel calmer, and you should feel your legs should ache. You should be tight around your legs from the walking. And if you guys are wondering what pace, I don't go too crazy, but I don't walk like a tortoise. Like I will get into the walk. So I'll start the walk quite moderate pace, and then about 20 minutes, half an hour in, I'll start building, and then you get into it. And then, do you know what's actually great? You're in your head at the start, and that's where we suffer, guys. But as you get into the walk, you start getting out of your head, you get more in the body, and that's when you get over these, you know, social phobia problems and anxieties, and you start all the paranoia about, oh, people judging me, how they viewing me. You start to get out of that and start to feel good. So that's it. I can't think of anything else. There's probably a few more benefits, but yeah, you lose weight, you feel better, your mind's sharper, and like I said, when you get back home, you look forward to getting back to your dinner, and then it's fine, and you can watch something on social media. So I'm not saying you should never go on social media. I'm not saying that. But for me personally, especially people at this time that are vulnerable to mental health, you've got to reduce your time on it. And I know some of you have been doing it, and I was really impressed with some of the comments already. So I'm more than happy to talk to you guys in the comment section, have a positive conversation about this stuff here. But yeah, if any of you try and private message me, I'm not going to respond, right? No disrespect, guys. I just need a break from private messages, but I don't think you'll be able to anyway because the accounts are deactivated. But on the comment section, it's always positive. So if we want to talk more, we can. And I'm probably going to do another video on this. Maybe we'll get something positive going from this. All right, become fearless. I'll talk to you soon, and try the 2 hour walk. It works one.